Hello guys. Quick update before this video starts. I have really unfortunate news. For whatever reason, I think my OBS crashed while we were recording this. None of the gameplay footage got saved, but all of the audio of the game, all of the audio of us talking got saved. So I think what I'm gonna do is edit the parts where we talk about non-gameplay related things, like what's happening on screen, and I'm gonna save those. And then anything that was like gameplay related, I'll probably just cut. And then I'll probably edit this over the top of some sort of gameplay footage. I don't know if I'm gonna try to redo the nights that we did or like show what we were seeing when it came to like the cutscenes or not. I don't know yet. So I apologize if the background footage isn't really that related to what we're talking about or what we actually went through. But I wanted to keep the audio because we talked about a lot of important things like our theories on lore, things that we learned. And if you were with us last episode, we were really struggling at the game. This episode, we figured it out and we made it all the way to night 5 in less than an hour. We were on night 2. So it really sucks that all of that's gone. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm gonna do my best to try to edit this and salvage it because some of the stuff we talked about I think is important. But just be aware that it might not line up with what's actually happening on screen. And our reactions to jump scares, winning the rounds, mini games, and the cutscenes are gone. And for that, we apologize. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our first ever playthrough of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. If you did watch part 1, you may have noticed by the end of it, we were, for lack of a better word, not in a great mood.
Struggling.
Yes, struggling and angry. Although, after then, I have seen a little bit of gameplay. I didn't really look up too much that would spoil how to win or anything, but I can tell just from a little bit of gameplay that I watched that I guess me, because Nick doesn't technically play, but he helps me. But that we were just kind of playing it wrong. We were playing it like FNAF 1, checking the cameras and conserving power, when I guess you really just have to flash the flashlight a lot and barely use the camera except for winding up the music box. So I think going into it again, we should do a lot better. At least we can probably get past night 2. But I'll be honest, I don't think that's great game design. I mean, maybe it will grow on me by the end of it. But I think once we finally do a tier list about the games, that I would not be surprised if we put FNAF 2 low just because of the poor game design. I think a simple solution would be making it where the music box can be wound no matter what camera you're on. I mean, that would make the game a lot easier, which is not necessarily what I'm looking for, but it would also make just looking at the cameras in general more appealing and useful. And it kind of sucks because I really liked seeing the animatronics do things in the cameras in the first game. And the fact that it's somewhat not incentivized in the second game, if you want to be optimal, is a little disappointing. But we will talk more about that once we get to the tier list. So without further ado, let's jump right in. You think we can first try night 2?
Uh, there's a good chance, but like you said, or like we researched last night, it is the hardest game in the franchise.
According to some people, yeah. Another thing is, I think we were using the mask wrong, and we need to really like listen to sound cues. So this is the optimal route, I believe. Flash, left vent, flash, right vent, light, middle. Wind the music box a little, repeat. Another thing that we didn't know is that apparently Foxy is like there the whole time. You just can never see him. So we kept getting killed by Foxy because we weren't flashing the empty corridor. Because, who would have thought that flashing an empty corridor has an effect on the game? Now, I will admit, the guy on the phone did tell us to like flash and stuff, but it wasn't really clear when, which is a little upsetting. And honestly, if this is the entire game, it's funny. It's a lot more interactive than the first game. At the same time, I don't like it as much because just doing this back and forth, occasionally putting on the mask, it's kind of lame, not gonna lie. Exhilarating gameplay, huh, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that this is what we weren't doing right last time?
Kind of sad.
Like, how would we have ever figured this out? I was watching a couple lore videos about speculation on the Bite of 87. To this day, we still don't know who actually committed the Bite of 87. I've heard a lot of good theories as to why it's probably Golden Freddy, but I've also heard some theories about Toy Bonnie. I personally think Golden Freddy is a more interesting candidate, but the most likely are probably Foxy or Mangle. And if it's one of those, I'm okay with that. You know, it's funny. Sometimes I can flash, sometimes I can't. I don't understand why I can't flash. I also learned that they can attack you while you're winding up the box, so you don't want to wind it up too long.
Like we were struggling so bad yesterday.
Yesterday, I would have put on my mask, but you're actually not supposed to put on the mask until they're actually inside your room. 'Cause you know, that makes sense. So as you can imagine, on later nights, this sort of pattern is going to be pretty tricky because it is a lot to manage. So I imagine that part of it will be kind of fun because of the intensity of it. But overall, I think I like the first game's system better. Very unforgiving game, though, I feel like, if you don't know what you're doing, which is unfortunate. Because theme-wise and having so many new guys is actually really sick. Like, I dig a lot of things about this game. But from a beginner perspective going in blind, it's kind of unforgiving. Some people will call that a skill issue, but I think there's a difference between difficult games and difficult games that at least give you a chance to learn or like figure it out. And yes, technically I probably could have learned all this from playing, but who knows how many hours that would have took. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like take this from a guy that has beaten Sekiro. I don't mind hard games, okay? It's just there's a difference between hard for the sake of hard and hard but like learnable and doable.
I agree.
Oh, and I forgot to say, I wanted to say this at the start. Um, I learned that the stars that we unlocked is a way to signify that you like achieved a certain thing. So the first star in FNAF 1 is from beating the game. The second star is from beating Night 6, and then there's also a third star. After you beat Night 6, you unlock a custom mode where you can change the aggressiveness levels of the animatronics. And if you beat all of them on hardest aggression level, which is 20 for each, so it's called 20, 20, 20, 20, you get the third star. And I also learned that the stars carry over to other games, although some of them I believe have more than 3 stars. So I think what we're going to end up doing is coming back to the stars. We might play like night 6 or something the first time we get to it, but if we like lose once or twice, we'll probably just put it off for now and then we can do like a later series where we just go back and get all of the stars.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Does this game have?
Yeah, I think all of the first 4 do. As you can imagine, beating the game on 20, 20, 20, 20 is really hard. So that might actually take us hours, which would make for a good video on its own.
I think the first one we could would be really hard.
I agree. I think the first one, I can probably do it with enough tries. I felt like we were pretty close to beating Night 6 actually. And actually I have a new strategy for beating Freddy. I found out that you know how he can get into the room right next to you?
Yeah.
After he's there, he can only go back one spot or that room. But there's a couple ways you can save power once that happens. So if you look at him in the camera, he can't come in. If you look at any other camera, though, he will come in. That means if you don't look at the camera, he won't attack. So as long as you're in a good Foxy position, you can just kind of sit not looking at the cameras for a while and then shut the door.
Hmm.
So that's one way we can for sure save power.
So does the balloon boy attack?
No, I think he makes it where you can't use your flashlight. What's he gonna do? Turn me into a balloon? Don't worry, I'm a professional flasher. I will say, the jump scares are not really scary in this game.
Yeah.
So for Halloween, I haven't dressed up in a long time, but maybe we could do a FNAF dress up, both of us.
Hmm.
Who would you like to be?
Probably Chica.
Toy Chica?
Yeah, Toy Chica.
Okay. I would love to do Mangle, but I feel like it'd be really hard to do. So I would probably do Bonnie. My pinky's kind of getting tired from pressing the control button.
What did you say the control button does?
It hits the flashlight.
Oh, you have to actually.
That's why I can turn it on while not looking forward.
That's why I thought it was delayed when you did it because your mouse wouldn't be on it.
Oh, gotcha. So I think when they're moving into the hall is when I can't flash. Maybe just to prevent like a weird instance of the game where they just show up. It would look visually kind of weird.
Hmm.
Kind of wish the mask was bound to a button because it's kind of hard to just swipe down.
Is that how you open and close it by hovering the mouse over it?
Yeah, just like the camera. So I looked it up, and Mangle, according to the creator himself, can be perceived as female or male because, as some people have noticed, it has like makeup on, but it is based on Foxy. And like the phone guy said in the phone, he said that it's like a build it yourself kind of thing. I mean, we can probably refer to Mangle as like them or whatever, but it also seems fine to do he or she, whatever you want. I think I'm probably going to refer to Mangle as a she
Yeah, Mango looks like a she.
because I don't feel like there's a lot of female animatronics to begin with, and Mangle's such a cool one that it feels like deserving almost.
Well, all of them are ambiguous, aren't they?
I mean, yeah, probably technically.
But they're referred to as male based off their name.
Yeah, but I mean, if we want to get really serious, if they are like possessed by kids, then maybe they take the gender of the kid. I think Freddy's growing on me a bit. I like how Freddy kind of personifies strength and kind of power almost. Like he feels like the big bad boss, you know? What are your thoughts on Balloon Boy?
I don't know. I wish we could see something out of him, but also not at the same time.
I like that he talks. It does shake up the gameplay a bit.
What, where he says hi?
Yeah. So I did learn something also. And so you can take this off the dock. The Dum Diddy Dum Dums, that's Foxy.
What, singing that?
Yep. Which low key makes me like Foxy even more.
Because he sings?
I mean, yeah, it gives him another thing that makes him different from the others.
Well, don't they all sing, technically?
I don't think any of them talk really. Freddy has that music, but I don't think that's him. That's like a music box or something.
Well, don't they sing during the day when the pizzeria is open?
Oh, well, I guess. Probably. But then again, Freddy has a microphone.
Yeah.
The others have instruments. So they might actually not. I think Mango's gotta be my favorite character that was introduced in this game, though. Really, really great design. Really interesting lore, to be honest. And I believe Mangle is one of the favorites to who actually did the Bite of 87 based on the animation for killing you. Because she jumps at your head. But the one thing about FNAF lore that I've learned is that you can never believe anything because it can change one day to the other. I'm not gonna lie though, this gameplay is growing on me a bit.
Not doing the same thing over and over again?
I don't love it, but it is way more interactable than the first game. But I will say that makes it definitely harder to commentate on. I did see that Spirit Halloween, I think it was, had like a Freddy animatronic in their store.
Yeah, Spirit Freddy is being scalped for $2,500. No!
What?
I was stirring my milk and it busted open all over me. The mason jar broke while I was stirring it. Oh no! I gotta change my clothes.
Top 10 worst things to ever happen at a Five Nights at Freddy's location. Nick spills his milk.
Well, I guess I'm done drinking milk. Gosh dang it! Why'd that have to happen? These are nice clothes.
Well, I think we're gonna end it there. Nick's gotta change his clothes.
Yeah,
Not because he scared
what the
himself.
world?
He has to change it because of the milk. But that was fun. It's really funny how simply learning how the game works changes your perspective on it, huh?
Yeah,
But yeah, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we can beat it in one shot next time you join us.
hopefully the milk doesn't spill everywhere next
Yeah,
time.
don't spill your milk. And yeah, thanks for joining us, and stay
Stay Freddy.
Fazbear. One day we will learn an outro. See ya.